Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is June 20th, 2021. Before I get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. And let's get started. Also, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe down below. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me out. So thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. All right. Um, this is a relative strength edition because I'm going to go over a few market things that I'm seeing that are making me a little bit more nervous. Um, so here's the first one. Again, I do all this in my stocks to watch video, and here's a very condensed version. Qs, 2000 and 2000 highs, 2002 lows. Fibonacci extension is right around 368. Again, it's not as I never look at a very specific number there. So 360 to 370 ish is what I'm looking at. Not too far higher above. That's a potential area of resistance, inflection point. Let's see what price happens if it gets into this space right over here. That's one thing. Two, you look at the Qs versus the equal weight Qs. All right. If you notice, equal weights did not break out yet. So they are going to either form a handle and go sideways, or potentially, roll over. We don't know yet. Maybe they could break out right from here. Who knows? But again, it's much weaker than the weighted cues. So what does that say? It's a breadth issue, right? There's less leading stocks, right? Also, what are you seeing? Uh, Relative strength divergence here. Again, showing the weakening momentum upwards. Doesn't mean it's going to have to go down, to you know down here. But all I'm saying is that maybe some issues are showing up. Baseline geometric index, another breadth study, another shows how weak breadth is right now. I think that this is definitely something to keep an eye on. Put call ratio, equity only, in no man's land. So that maybe shows some complacency on some. And my last one is Bitcoin as an indicator. To me, this looks like a short setup, bear flag, whatever you want to call it. If price breaks down below 33,300 ish, I think this can go a lot lower. And I think that that's a risk off indicator for the market in general, right? I would be surprised if you see Bitcoin 20,000 if this does break down. All right, but that's a different issue. All right, so let's get into this video. It's a stocks to watch, relative strength. I'm going to go quickly, grab a pen and paper, and let's do this. First one, Futu, Futu. Um, Big up, sideways consolidation. Hasn't done anything wrong yet. So, breakout above this area. I think it's a place to manage risk. Palantir, prices above its IPO VWAP, this thick red line right there, above all its moving averages, and testing this potential supply area right here. That's Palantir. CrowdStrike, CRWD, a lot of software names, as you're going to find out. I think software right now is leading the market, but I don't see very many other places that are joining in, hence the breadth issues. Maybe market pulls back a little bit and software goes sideways. And then when market starts moving up again, which it will, maybe that's what leads us out of whatever happens over the next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or who knows how long. But here's CrowdStrike. Again, it's extended. It needs a little pullback to gain some more momentum before it can really break out. Let's see, RWD, Tenable. Tenable is now trying to break out. Again, not doing anything wrong. So again, it's just showing some strength. Dynatrace, DT, broke out of this consolidation. Again, maybe just a little bit extended from these moving averages. So we'll see what happens next week. That's DT. Snap is trying to break out of this area. Hasn't, again, just not doing anything wrong at this point. So looks good. Just keep your eyes on that one. FRHC. So this is one that came on my radar this week. I saw like, I don't know if it's Uzbekistan or some kind of capital holding company or something. I don't even know, but whatever it is, it showed a lot of strength off this bottom. Ugly day right here, kind of pulling back now. Closed the gap over here, showed some strength on this day. So we're watching it. I think that, above 60 looks good, below 60, hands off. That's FRHC. Billy, BILI. Again, just making this kind of bottoming pattern, trying to break out. That's BILI. DoorDash, Dash. This is the IPO VWAP right over here. So we got price above it. Again, Friday, so some selling. It's extended. It probably needs to come back, and then the breakout can really happen. But I think you got to watch this one. Roku, Roku is trying to move higher here. Again, it moved very quickly over 2 days, about 10%. So it probably needs to rest for at least a few days or so. But this one looks pretty good. Datadog, trying to move higher. It is moving higher, way extended. This one needs to let these moving averages catch up. But again, this one, most of the ones we said are either trying to break out or maybe just now breaking out. Datadog already broke out. You want to look at a potential market leader? There we go, right? So that's definitely one to keep on your list. STNE, Stoneco, Brazilian payment company. Yeah, I mean, again, it moved really quick over the last 2 days, about 8%. So maybe now it needs to, maybe consolidate here, let these moving averages catch up. Twilio, again, a lot of software names, a lot of names that were leaders last year that maybe took a while to make a base, right? This was since February now. But it's trying to break this downtrend line. It may have some overhead resistance at the 400 level. That's a psychological level, right? But this is definitely one to watch. That's Twilio, Tiger, TIGR. It's kind of it is kind of, I don't know why I have all these arrows here. Get rid of them. All right. Yeah. So it kind of came up, retested the breakout. It held this $23 level. So above 23 looks pretty good. That's TIGR. Net. Net's been a leader. It already broke out way ahead. Very similar to Datadog. I mean, obviously those two look unbelievable. You may put CrowdStrike in that also, but those three look fantastic. They get my dots. Yeah, but again, it's just crazy extended. Weakness in the market will probably should pull those back some, at best sideways. And I think that watch for that. If you see that, right, they move sideways while the whole market's pulling back, or they pull back a little bit, but just so the moving averages could catch up. Like, that is huge information, and that's what I'm watching for. SE trying to break out, hasn't done it yet. Again, may need to move sideways a little bit. TXG, we had this terrible earnings, but then buyers showed up and back to the scene of the crime right over here. That's TXG. Upwork, UPWK, again, trying to break out. Didn't quite roll over. It's just kind of hanging out in this area. ESTC. Now, ESTC did break out, right? Like, it's a dot. That's been leading, right? So now we have four that I like with dots. Again, it's extended. Maybe it needs to come back, retest this area, and then move higher. I don't know, but it already broke out. That's information. TLS, this downtrend line has been important. This huge volume has been lockup expiration back on 518, so we're beyond that, and I think this one can move higher from here potentially. Uh, maybe even all-time highs. I don't know. That's TLS. AXNX, Exonics, little cup, probably needs to kind of chill out and do a handle here. That's AXNX. Pins, PINS, moving higher. Again, it's got some overhead supply. Who knows if it needs to chill out, let these moving averages catch up, and then move higher, then maybe challenge these all times. That's Pins, PINS. Next up is Docu. And it's my last one. Docu is, broken out of this potential area prior. Potentially you could even say, it's still in this breakout area per se. because in this way I can still in this body right there. Either way, Dockios looked very, very strong. It was super extended, right? Maybe this is going to lead the next leg higher, and I'll just leave you with this on the weekly. Gigantic move up, right? Moved from $66 to, 200, even 240, 220, whatever. Just a gigantic, 300 plus percent, um, almost 400%. And then it moved sideways since June of last year. So for a year, it's moved sideways, and now it's trying to break out. Okay, year consolidation. That kind of makes sense, right? Maybe this is the start of the next leg higher for DocuSign. So this one could be a potential leader going forward. So I think that I'll put a dot by that one too. So DocuSign, ESTC already broke out, Net already broke out, and Crowd. Those are the ones that I like a lot. This was my original breakout area right here. I guess you could say it's still kind of below this, but those 2, 4, 5 stocks, those are we'll call those my focus list, even though I'm not planning on buying anything this week, and probably won't for next week either. Probably not through the 4th of July. It's summer. It's low volume trading. It's just not for me. I'm gonna take a vacation soon, and come back and then see where the shakeouts happen and what held up straight good and so on and so forth. All right, again, happy Father's Day to everybody. If you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe down below. I really do appreciate that. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what's on your watch list that you really love, or your focus list, and tell me which one of these that you like the best. All right, hope you all have a great day today. Have a good week.